We're using Arthur inside King Arthur Legends Rise. This guy is an absolute beast, and the reason why you haven't seen this before is because this guy is really a mid-game to in-game unit. It's not somebody you should level up and use right away. Right now, we're on floor 100 of the Forbidden Dungeon. We've got Arthur in here with Degenerate and Bulk to get that attack gauge increase, and we're just going straight for this boss. Now, you can't attack this boss right away. It does a debuff on you that puts you out of bounds. So for the first round, you have to attack one of the side units. Then you can go in and attack the boss. That's what we're going to do now. With Arthur's Storm Relic, when we fight somebody that's Frost base, you get an increase in your damage, a big increase in your damage. So we're using him here. We're going to use him over on the Bear, and you're going to see some really high numbers. And once you get this guy's Storm Relic maxed out, right? Skill 3 maxed out. This is a 3 Vigor cost ability, though, so you got to make sure you can incorporate that into your team. It does crazy damage, especially if they're Frost base, with the additional almost 100 attack we get with this. But I want to warn you, Dave, I'm talking to you, buddy. Stop leveling your Arthur. Don't do it. It's not time. You don't want to start out. Look at that big hit. We just chunked this boss down. Now, I see a lot of people fighting this in-game tower with a whole lot of legendaries. We didn't bring anything. We just brought Morgan, right? Brought in this Arthur, which you can get additional copies of Arthur from the arena shop for his chivalry. But I would say don't do that because Sergius is there. And you want to pick up Sergius along with his flame relic from the clan shop. That is far more important for the progress of your account than picking up Arthur. Stick with me for 10 seconds. This is an actual sponsored video with Netmarble Partner Creator Plus M program. If you are currently a sponsor, you don't have to worry about this until later on in the month. I'll do an updated video about this. If you're a content creator or you want to be a content creator and you want to get some really cool benefits, this is a brand new program that is different than the other program that you've seen before, and I will tell you more about this at the end of the video. But we're going to hit extremely hard on this guy. And this also is using a Storm Morgan with that staff. But Arthur does hit hard. He hits extremely hard. His multipliers are so big on that skill 3 for Storm against Frost. It's massive. If you look at Kay with her 2,100 attack, Arthur with his 2,100 attack, Arthur's relic for skill 3, that's 3 vigor, is 218. Then if you go up against Frost, it goes up by another 100. K's 128 for 2 vigor. We get crit rate of 80% plus critical damage of 60% up 100% of the time as long as we're using that skill over and over. She has an AoE ability for 3 vigor that's massive, so we can launch that AoE ability and do some really good things with it. 5 hits on her basic, 4 hits on her skill 2. There's a place to use K. When you first start playing, you've got to use K for Pinvid. Then we're going to use her later on for the Bear. We're going to use her to beat Crom. In the beginning, I see a lot of players, leveling that Arthur along with their K, along with their Morgan, because Arthur is cool, without a doubt, and I want him to be good. And even on my free-to-play account, I leveled my Arthur up in Flame. That's what we have in the beginning, because I needed 2 Flame units to 3-star the stages as we go through. Once I was done with that, though, I reset my Arthur until later. Again, this guy is really, to me, after mid-game. If you want to progress quickly and do well, you level up K. But once you're done with that, you've got all those teams, you're farming stuff, you're doing well, you're able to level up a whole bunch of other heroes. And again, you've done well with leveling up Arthur's skill 3. I've got him only 3 hits in here, and you saw the damage I was doing. And I've also got the Chivalry 8, which, again, don't get that from Arena Shop. Get Sergius from the Arena Shop and get his Flame Relic from the Clan Shop. That's how you're going to progress and do amazingly well. Not from a little bit of extra damage trying to come over here and get this Chivalry 8 with this additional hit. The big hits I got wasn't from any kind of special gear. I've got this gear on him. I didn't have to take any gear away from Bedivere. I didn't take any gear away from Crom, the hardest hitting AoEer in the damn game. That's another thing with Arthur that I don't like. His Frost Relic is all AoE, and it's all soft hitting AoE. It's not used anywhere. Like, there's no legitimate place we can use him for his Frost Relic. His Flame Relic has a little control on the skill 2, and it can hit pretty hard on the skill 3, but it doesn't have any additional multiplier like this does against the Frost unit, to where you can see we get the 32 per hit on a Frost unit. Now, even if they're not a Frost unit and you have this maxed out, it's going to hit hard. I mean, no doubt it's going to hit extremely hard. The multiplier is going to be up there. We're talking almost 400%, almost 500% against Frost. That's why it's doing so well. Plus, he gives himself 80% crit rate for 2 turns, off, 2 turns, off. And he gets critical damage right when you start of 60%. But that only lasts for 3 turns if you have this maxed out. Actually 4 turns, because this should go into effect and keep extending it for a little bit. If you have him leveled up, since we're getting such an increase in crit rate, we're going to go really high attack, high critical damage, just like anybody else. So if you can get a high critical damage over here, which you should have much higher than what I've got at this 3-star, and then attack percentage, you could get critical damage right here. That would be great. I didn't even look to see if I had critical damage. And then, of course, on the left-hand side, they're all the same. And a little bit of speed would be nice. I don't know if I have. I do. I have a speed ring. Yeah. I'm not a believer in Arthur until you're done doing all your dungeons and you're able to level up a lot of other heroes to play around with. And if you want to save, and here's the other hard thing about that. If you want to save your storm books for Arthur and try to RNG to get into that skill 3, right? It's random whenever you level up, then that means you're not leveling up your K skill 2. Like, you're not trying to, right? And I think you need to be. You should be leveling this up and getting this maxed out. This is what's going to help you more than anything. Now, it could go into this ability, but we use our skill 3 a lot. I use our skill 3 a lot when I'm going through waves of enemies to take them down, especially if I've done this move 1 or 2 times and I've got these buffs up. I land into this and it does massive damage. It's a hard choice. What do you do? Which one do you go for? Do I need Kay at in-game right now hitting hard? I don't. I don't need her hitting hard at all, and I'm sure later on you guys won't either. But to get there, right, that's the journey. To get to where I'm at right now, I did have to use her. Now I just bring in a team like this. Doesn't matter how hard Kay's hitting or if she's leveled up. She just needs to be able to do those 5 hits on her skill 1, and then Bedivere comes in there and kills this boar. Just like Arthur could come in and kill with Kay. Sure, he could do that too. Guys, let me know your thoughts on all of this down below. Let's get into the Content Creator M program. If you are a content creator, if you want to be a content creator, you need to come over here and submit your video. Here's how you apply for it. I'll leave a link to this down below. This program is different than the current program that you've been seeing. Again, this has nothing to do with supporters. So if you made it this far and you're a supporter, don't worry about this. We'll let you know more about this later on in the month, but you don't need to do anything at all. This is all for content creators. Now, with content creators, you do get similar rewards. You actually get even more rewards through this program. A 2% increase on all of these up here. So this would be a 3%, this would be 5%, this would be 6%, and this would be a 7% return for you as a content creator. But even if you're going to use it or you're not going to use it, the biggest thing is to come over here and apply for it. You just have to go through the quick process. I think of making a video is usually what it's like. You make a video on King Arthur Legends Rise, you submit your application, and you should be good to go. I want all you content creators to register for the M program. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Appreciate your time, your love, your support, and I will see you all in a video soon.